Hey everybody, it's Eric with District 82 Pinball Arcade, De Pere, Wisconsin. Baby Pac-Man, 1982 Valley, I think. It's Pac-Man. I mean, Pac-Man was such a huge smash success in the arcade. Hey, why not? Let's build a pinball machine video game combination. And Baby Pac-Man is what they came up with. So, if you want a real challenge, and to fix a game, buy a broken one, okay? Because you've got both a pinball machine from the early 80s, a Valley generation pinball machine, thrown in with an early video game, and they have to both work together in order to work properly. So I got this one from my buddy Scott in Wausau. It did work, but it still needed a lot of bulletproofing and stuff. So first, it's actually pretty fun. Okay, I like it. I do not use it for tournaments. The reason I don't use it for tournaments is basically because it starts and ends as a video game. And if it was started and ends as a pinball machine like Caveman, then I would do that. But because it starts and ends as a video game, I don't have it in tournaments. Let's just take a look at some of the back box stuff on this thing. So first you open up the back door and you got a rat's nest and you're scared and you walk away, okay? But it's actually pretty strict. You know, I can explain this here. So you got a monitor, okay? Everyone knows a monitor. That's the video. That's what you see it. I actually replaced this with a much newer one I got from my buddy Bradley. So it's got a nice crisp image, and it's a CRT, not an LCD screen. You got to go CRT. It just has the right look. We got our rectifier down here in the bottom of the cabinet. Or the transformer board, whatever you want to call it. Those boards are pretty reliable. I haven't had a lot of issues with them. I don't think I did anything to that board. I think I might have replaced one of the bridges or something, but nothing bad. This is your solenoid driver board, lamp driver combo board. Yeah, I did a lot here. I actually replaced all these connectors. Here, replaced the capacitor, replaced the 3 connectors here. Yeah, that's it. This board had some acid damage on it. You can see it here. Scott actually replaced or fixed a lot of this, and then basically put some nail polish over it so it looks kind of bad, but it's all been cleaned up. We got a memory capacitor on it instead of doing the NVRAM. You could go either way, but basically the battery is gone. I replaced the connectors here and here, also the header pins. Connector here. The biggest thing on this generation of game is this acid will leak here. It'll drip down, it'll screw up this connector, possibly this connector, and then it will drip onto these chips, okay? And yes, it screwed up this socket here, and I think this one here, or a couple of the sockets I had to replace and clean up the acid damage and then put it all back together again. I also replaced the connector, the sound pot, pot here, a couple of caps, and that's it. Now, this is called the Vidiot board. This is like your video interface with the pinball machine. So if you're having like communication issues where it goes from video game to pinball, all back to video game, check your switches. These are your input outputs here and here, and I think this one too. But that's usually where your issue is. There's a very good test for that in the game. Okay, so that's the back door. Also, it's like a video game, so it's got a lockout switch, which is this guy right here. So if you hit it, the game turns off. Now when you turn it on, it sounds like a sick Pac-Man booting up, and that's normal. Okay, you can listen to it. Kind of, it sounded kind of sick there. Didn't really have a crisp finish to it. Okay, the other thing is you got a control panel. The one on here was, bad. I got a new control panel overlay from Phoenix Arcade. I highly recommend it. It's a lot of work to put it on. You basically got to take everything off, clean the whole thing, and then put it on. You got to fold it over, come down here, fold it over on the bottom, put all the bolts back on. You know, I cleaned up all the bolts, changed out the buttons, cleaned the joystick because it had, you know, Coca-Cola and everything else, probably chew spit shoved down there from years in the arcade. Once you take that off, you can get to your glass. All right, take that off, and then get to your game, get to your play field. On this particular one, I've showed you that resistor trick in the past, where you can do a 1K resistor. You don't actually have to do that on this game. Once you just put the LEDs in, they'll work fine without doing anything. But I also changed out the plastics on this game. Whoa, as I lose the ball. Okay. What I do down here? Nah, not a whole lot. I think I just cleaned everything up. One thing I did do is I added these lights in right here, under the apron to make it light up. Also, I added some height here, so if the ball jumps up here, it'll actually roll back into the play field. Another thing I did is, it's common on these games for the wires to be busted. These right here, these lane guides, the ball comes flying around here and it smashes into these, especially when you hit the drop targets and it comes flying down at such high speed, it busts off the lane guides. Okay, I had a couple of extra spare baby Pac-Man playfields, and every lane guide was busted. Okay, the wire form. So what I did is I drilled in one of these in front of it. I did not put a rubber on it, so that way this thing takes the hit instead of my lane guide. And I made new lane guides and put them in there. Same with the ones up top. These get busted. Also, these you can try to see this one better. And then I just put a couple rubbers on it right here to bounce it off instead of actually taking the hit. Okay. Other than that, let's show you some gameplay on how this game works. You got flipper buttons on the sides or on the top. They're the same thing. Okay, and you got a joystick in the middle. But it starts out as a video game, and the goal is to eat all the dots. You eat all the dots to go to the next level. Okay, but you can see you don't have any power pellets, right? All the power pellets are gone. So how do you eat the goats? Well, you got to go down one of the two chutes to play the pinball. Okay, once you're down here in the pinball, you can see going across the screen we got some cherries. So that's our current award, is the cherries. The tunnel speed pack is a 1 right now. All right, so what that meant is how fast do you go through the tunnel in the game, in the video game part, and then how much you get for the thing. So you got fruits down this lane here, and you got tunnels down this thing here. The more times you hit the switches, okay, so that would basically be orbits, you can go faster in the tunnel on the game. So we finish this, it'll go to tunnel speed pack 2. Okay, same with the fruits. Once we finish the last one, now you go to strawberries. It's just more points. So those aren't important. Where do you get your points in this game? Or you got to get the power pellets by spelling Pac-Man. Okay, you spell Pac-Man. Now the two outside, and you spell it by hitting the drop target. So as you hit a drop target, it gives you another letter. Once you get all the way down to Pac-Man, you get the power pellet, or they call them energizers here. Okay. Now, you can get the first and the fourth one easier by hitting the captive ball up and over the lane, okay, like that, and then that'll complete that one, okay, and then it lowers that drop target. These drop targets are all independently operated. They can go back and forth, hit it back. Now I got that power pellet, okay. You can also get this one if you just kept hitting this lane and spelling it, but just hitting the ball back and forth is the fast way to do it. Now the center blue one, you can see it just went down. Well, as you hit targets, it resets all of them. The blue one stays up for, looks like about 6 seconds right now. If I hit it, I'll get the 4,000 points awarded, and then that advances to the next one. You hit another drop target, it raises it up, and it hits the next one. You hit another drop target, but it goes faster now. You only got like 4 seconds right now, so you got to hit it quicker. And then right now, you get an extra baby if you hit it when it's flashing now. Okay, so now I'll get an extra baby Pac-Man. Okay, but you get it up here in the video game part. You don't get it during the pinball. Once you lose the ball down here, okay, I got 2 power pellets. Actually, I got 2 power pellets right there. now you're playing the video game, and they've closed off the bottom. Okay, you can no longer go in the bottom until you either die or finish the level. Okay, so you just keep playing the game, and then once you, now I got the strawberries here, which is a 3,000 instead of the 1,000. But, okay, so when I die, they'll take a guy away, but they'll open up the pinball again so I can go back down here. Okay, and I did eat that one power pellet, and so now that power pellet's been taken away down here, I can try to earn it again by hitting that ball up and over, and that'll give me the power pellet back. Okay, I could also hit this one right here, hit this drop target, it'll finish that one. One more time. So now I got 3 power pellets. They're actually flashing on the screen where their locations are at, so you see where they're at. I still don't have the third one, which would be the bottom right corner. You can also go back up into the video game a little bit by hitting one of these scoops, and it'll actually send you back up there, and you still have your lane open to go back down and play a little pinball. If you die, you know you die, but if you go back down in here, it'll put you back into the game again. So that's kind of a way to get back up in there and play it. But you just keep going back and forth like that. I personally like this game. I think it's a good game. Like I said, it's half pinball, half video game. So, some people like it, some people don't. You can only play up to 2 players at one time. Not 4, like most pinball machines. But it's a cool novelty. This particular one's actually, it plays great. It's in really good shape. You should come down to District 82 on Fridays. Check it out. It'll be here for play. For everyone to come see it. Baby Pac-Man, 1982 Bally.